Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, in the studio. Thank God it's Friday. Last night in Italy, Milan, Cortana, rather, had some luge going on, had some snowboarding going on. Our dominant female snowboarder just working that pipe, man. Did some great stuff last night.
It is. It's again, not something that's indigenous to this country as far as the sport's concerned. But it is every so often interesting to watch.
Yeah, I love this stuff.
It's and little luge and all that
Oh,
stuff.
Man, we're watching the skeleton. I'm like, at first you see these, because I think before they showed the skeleton, they were showing the relay team, which I think is interesting how that works. You got to hit the marker to open the gate for the next team to go. Pretty cool. But then they go to the skeleton crew, and those guys are going face first down that thing. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm a pretty daredevil guy. What do you think about getting on Ned when on the sledding guy?
How about a 0 on that thing? They're going 80, 90 miles an hour.
Oh, hell yeah, they are.
And it's packed snow, but it's ice.
Yeah, it's ice.
And they're really roaring down there. That's why I'm the Jamaican bobsled team. I really have great admiration for them. Where do they practice? Of course, they come up to this country to do it, but be that as it may, and they may go to Europe and practice as well, but you don't really equate bobsledding with the nation of Jamaica by any stretch. Anyway, USA has 4 gold. They haven't improved their gold medal haul at all, but they do have 14 total medals. Italy and Norway still in the lead, but USA still has many events still to go in this one, and they are key medal events. For instance, the USA men's hockey team opened up, and there were some anxious moments, especially when the USA had 2 goals waved off. Why? Because of penalties and maybe illegalities that went on. I don't know. I don't follow the rules of hockey that much. But anyway, USA came on to win by a score of 5-1 over a Latvian team that had 6 National Hockey League players on it. Most of these teams who are in the Olympics, most of the nations do have NHL players. USA and Canada, of course, have most of them. Speaking of Canada, they won by a score of 5-0 over the Czech Republic. And who pitched that shutout in the goal? Your old friend Jordan Bennington of the St. Louis Blues. He was right there, and he's playing. Here's a paradox if there ever was one. The Canadian goalie playing for Team Canada, Jordan Bennington, plays in the United States. But the United States goalie plays in Canada for the Winnipeg team. Winnipeg, I think, is where Hellebuyck plays his games, but to be that as a man, and he's an American. That's how it works, folks.
They're all trying to get gold one way or another.
You know.
Did I see that right? This kid's 6 years? Is that 6 years of eligibility?
That's what he's campaigning
Wow,
for.
that's crazy, man.
If this decision is upheld...
Is he going to be a doctor when he's done?
Say it again?
Is he going to be a doctor when he's done with his education?
I don't think that's what he is. He's not pre-med. He's going to be well-educated if he goes through. Now, I'll be surprised if this decision is upheld, in all honesty. This was a preliminary injunction brought about by some judge in some little Mississippi town somewhere. Say, you mean he wants to play for Ole Miss? We'll just make him eligible. Hey, look, the NCAA, I know they are toothless right now, but there are rules. You have 5 years to complete 4 years of eligibility. Well, they've already given this kid 1 extra year. He had 4 years at Ferris State. That's a Division II team. Took him to a national championship. Had 1 extra year last year at Ole Miss and had them playing well. Come on. Where does it end? And so this preliminary injunction's been handed down because supposedly the NCAA acted in bad faith. Folks, the rules are there.
The rules,
How
man.
can you have bad faith? What, do we live in a society without rules? Is that what this is?
Sometimes I wonder, my friend.
Jeez.
Sometimes I wonder because.
Well, anyway, there'll be another hearing on this, and I'll be very surprised if they grant him eligibility in this one.
For sure. All right. Speaking of eligibility, we had qualifiers last night in Daytona. How'd that go?
This is the rest of the field now. We already had the pole position was all set, but now these are the second races, and Joey Logano won the first of the qualifying races with Casey Mears in second. That means they start right behind the front row. And in race 2, Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney finished 1 and 2. They start in the third row. When you get down to the rows in NASCAR, there are 41 drivers. It's rows of 2. Well, anything can happen in those races, and probably will. The 500 comes up on Sunday, and it will be, I'm quite sure, an exciting time and a lot of fun.
Bears and Drury teams both got to play yesterday. Hopefully they both got wins.
They did not. In fact, of the 4 teams playing, the Drury Lady Panthers were the only ones to win. Now, how can that be? Anyway, the Bears played Louisiana Tech here in town last night, and this was a game that was put on the CBS Sports Network, which is it's a cable and a streaming network, but they started the game at 7:30. It ended about 3 minutes after 10.
Ooh, that's a long game.
That's a double overtime.
Yeah.
And Louisiana Tech won the game in double overtime, 79-78. They aren't, watching them play, they're not a real great team. They have a lot of, they're athletic, let's put it that way, but I didn't like the way they were coached and so forth and so on. But the Bears had their chances and could not capitalize. A lot of fouls in the game, and Louisiana Tech wins in double overtime. Okay, the Lady Bears, their situation's even worse. They were up big over Sam Houston State down in Huntsville, Texas. Lady Bears winning this thing, and they have huge first-half lead, and then all of a sudden it started to dwindle. And when you take a look at the stats, and it's stats I know are for losers and all that sort of thing, the Lady Bears committed 28 turnovers in this game, and Sam Houston State had 7. And eventually in the second half, that cost the Lady Bears, who lose the game 74-67 to Sam Houston State. Both teams will play tomorrow. Drury Lady Panthers won big by 30 points over a very weak William Jewell team, but the William Jewell Cardinals, the men's team, came back to knock off Drury 80-69. That gives William Jewell 2 wins over Drury this year. Of course, if Drury makes the conference tournament, they may very well play again.
Go Bears and Panthers and do better next time. All right, so first round of golf at Pebble Beach. How's that looking?
Well, it's a young Japanese pro golfer named Ryo Haisatsun. I hope I pronounced that correct. Ryo Haisatsun, and he had a 10 under par, and he played at Spyglass Hill. That's 1 stroke ahead of Sam Burns and Keegan Bradley from the United States, both of whom were 9 under. Chris Gotterup, the Oklahoma Sooner kid who's been playing well now since mid-season last year, he's 8 under. Rory McIlroy 4 under. Wait a minute, where's Scotty Scheffler? For the second straight week, Scheffler had a very poor, for him, first round. He shot an even par. So he is 10 strokes back. All right, so you say, well, he's out of it. Au contraire, last week he was, I believe, 11 strokes back. No, he's even 12 strokes back and came back to challenge down the stretch. That was at the tournament in Phoenix. Well, we'll see what happens. Another poor first round for him, or for him it's a poor first round. For us, it would have been a parade. But nonetheless, he's 10 strokes back with 3 rounds to go.
So his last name is Hisatsune. Hisatsune.
Phonetically, I saw it as Haisatsun.
No, So the vowels, I don't want to get into it. A, E, A, O, U, right? So you got to look at it in the sections like Hisatsune.
He's going to be Haisatsun for me.
Then you can't teach an old dog new tricks. All right.
Hell no.
What's the baseball scene for the weekend? How where the Bears and
Missouri State opens up today. They open up in Lafayette, Louisiana, where hopefully it's warm and clear and so forth. And the Bears are playing in a 3-game series Friday, Saturday, Sunday against Louisiana. Now you're saying Louisiana? Yeah, this school down in Lafayette, Louisiana has changed its name 3 times in the last 25 or 30 years. At one time, they were the Ragin' Cajuns of southwestern Louisiana. Then they were the Ragin' Cajuns of Louisiana Lafayette. And now they are the Ragin' Cajuns of just plain Louisiana. Not to be confused with LSU. I think they're somehow probably monetarily related, but I'm not sure. Anyway, they're Louisiana University, and they're pretty good. They have a very good athletic program, especially in basketball. They've been more than good, and they've also had some good football programs as well. Anyway, bottom line is this: the Bears play them in the season opener this afternoon. Drury, which is undefeated, goes to Edmond, Oklahoma, and plays Central Oklahoma in a 3-game series coming up this weekend as well.
Ned, you have a good weekend, and let me be the first to tell you, happy Valentine's Day.
And to you, sir.